Okay, so today I'm going to cover a again, the second important topic of the Java. And what is that? Before that, let me close this files from the previous batch. I've just completed the previous batch. So let me open your, this was the 18th batch. Let me open your batch is 21st. Let me open it. Okay, so today I'm going to tell you about the concept of a package. What is package? First of all, see, when I'm going to create a new class, again, I'm saying that my concept is that whenever I'm telling you about any topic and you have any doubt, you can unmute your mic and ask me. Don't wait for end of the session. Okay. If you wait for the end of the session, in the whole session, one thing will be move in your mind that okay, how it is, how it works, how it works. So it is better you have a doubt, unmute your mic and just ask Pradeep, I'm not able to get this point. I will clear the point, then we will proceed to the next one. Okay. After that, do this practice. Once you have asked your question, just mute yourself. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Great. So I'm telling you one thing. Whenever I'm going to create a new class, just see here, class. And whenever I'm giving the name of a class, you will see the one message. I'm giving the name of my own, Pradeep. When I'm giving the name of the class, Pradeep, suppose take the example. Are you able to see this one?
Yeah.
You will see what is called before this message. There is a symbol of yellow, or you can say yellow color. Anybody know what this symbol represents?
Alert.
Very good. Clapping for you. This is called alert. And there are two types of symbol. One is called alert and one is called error. Alert always comes in yellow color and alert comes in red color. Okay. Now this is very important. I've asked you, people start learning Java, but they don't go into the very important topics and they face the problem while they're learning. Okay. And you will never get this thing in your internet. Now the thing is that what is the difference between the alert and error? Anybody want to tell you? This is the real world concept.
Yes. Alert means it's just an alert, you can proceed forward, but if it is error, you cannot proceed forward.
Excellent. Clapping for you. Excellent. In the simple words, alert means someone is prompting a message to you. You have to see the message. Okay. And according to the message, you can behave. But it is not mandatory that you are going to follow the instruction. You can proceed with that. But what is the alert? Alert is something like that. It is going to give you the message. It is going to prompt a message and you have to follow it. If you are not going to follow it, it will not allow to proceed you. Getting my point? So you will see it is giving the yellow one. It means it is an alert. So I can proceed. I can ignore it and I can click on finish. Okay. But actually it is giving the alert means it is trying to give you some good suggestions. And what is that? Let me tell you. It is saying that anybody can read the alert for me. Alert this. Anybody can read the alert for me. Anyone? Everybody know English? The use
of the default package is discouraged.
Excellent. So it is saying that you are trying to create a class. It is saying that while creating the class, this class will go into the default package. At left side, you will see. Are you able to see in the project panel? There is a default package and every class is just generated under it, right? Employee, Pankaj, student. Okay. So when you are creating this class, finish, it is giving you an alert. The use of default package discouraged. Let me click. It has created the class. There is no problem in creating the class. So now the question is that why it is giving a prompt that you should create a class in the, you should not create the class in the default package. Are you getting my point?
Yes.
So now to understand this thing, I will give you the beautiful example and you will tell me that is the good one or not. Okay. Now tell me one thing. I will take the example of any one of you. I can take the example of, you can say Prinka. Okay. So Prinka, tell me one thing. I will give you a big room. Or you can say just like I will give you a big room, or you can say big hall, something like this. And I have stored and I have put 1 lakh books there. Books can be in English, books can be Hindi, books can be in any language. It contains the book of poetry. It can, you can say contains the book of literature. It can also book comics. Every type of books are there. They are just kept in that hall or in that room. I want you to find a book of Shakespeare there. Can you find it easily? Hey Priyanka, can you find it easily? Priyanka, you are able to hear me? No. Ashish, you are able to hear me?
Yes.
So can you give me the answer?
No, sir. We cannot find easily.
We cannot find. Reason is that because the thing is that it is something like that you have created a pile of books and it is 1 lakh books. So it is not easy. It is not easy to find a particular book for a Shakespeare. So now I will tell you, instead of that, you can understand there is a proper structure to store the books in a room, and that structure is known as library. Yes or no? And
Yes.
how the books are stored in the library? Because library is also just like a big room. It is just like a big hall, but they have different sections. This is Hindi section. This is English section. Within English also, they try to create different drawers. They try to create different lockers, and they just try to create different sections. Like under Hindi also, this is the poetry section. This is the literature section. This is the comic section. This is the this section. So actually what they try to do, instead of storing 1 lakh books in a room without any strategy, they try to divide in different sections, right? So now what will happen? In this case, if I will ask to get a book of a Shakespeare, it will be more easy than the previous one. Yes or no? You will directly go to the English section. Then you will go to the literature section. Yes or no?
Yes.
So what is the meaning? What thing I want to convey here, that whenever you are trying to store anything, there should be a systematic way. There should be a systematic way. And when you are trying to storing the things in a systematic way, at the time of searching, at the time of getting, you will find it very, very convenient. Getting my point? So now tell me one thing. Now tell me one thing also. I will give the example. Suppose you are working in a company and you have 3 projects to work. You are working on 3 projects parallelly. One is Amazon, one is Flipkart, and suppose third one is Mantra. Okay, so take the example. You are working on 3 projects. So you are getting the documents from 3 clients, various documents you are getting, and you have to store those documents in your system. So tell me, what will be your strategy? How you are going to store it? You will create a single folder and will create store all the files there, or you will create a folder, something like that: Amazon project, Flipkart project, and Mantra project. And whenever you will get any document related to the Amazon, you are going to store in under Amazon folder. Whenever you are getting any document related to the Flipkart, you are going to store Flipkart folder. And whenever you are getting the document from Mantra, you are going to store it under Mantra. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, what is the reason? Because one day you just reach to office and your manager asks you, today you have to perform the testing of Flipkart. Okay, now instead of searching where you will get the documents related to the Flipkart, you will directly go to that particular Flipkart. You will get every documents there, right? So it is the easiest way. So whenever you try to store some files in your system in a particular systematic hierarchy of folders, in Java it is known as package. In Java, it is known as package. I will show you, I will prove it. Everything you will learn here, you will get a proof for that, so that you don't need to learn it. You have to understand it. When you understand it, trust me, you will never forget in your life. So now tell me one thing. If in the same way I am creating the classes, I'm not creating any package, I'm just using the default package. If I will create 1000 files, every file will go under default package. So it will be very, very tough to find some file from one package, default package. Yes or no?
Yes.
So in Java, they have given you option that whenever you are trying to create a class, first of all, you should create a package. If that package exists, try to create under that. So I will give the example with a real one. I have given the example of, you can say, library. I'm giving the example of movies, and it is very, very obvious example. In my college time or your college time, if you have spent time in the hostel, what happens that whenever we are, suppose take the example, whenever our internals were started, we don't see the movies, and somebody come to us, our enemy friend comes to us and say, I got a very good movie. You want to see? So I do one thing. Instead of watching that movie, I try to copy that movie on my system. Getting my point? Yes or no? I just tried to copy the movie on my system and decided once the internal will be completed, then I watch the movie. So what was my strategy? In this way, trust me, I get hundreds of movies and this duration. In this duration, trust me, I got 100 movies. So what is the proper way to store the movies? The proper way to store the movies is that we should create a folder movie. Let me show you. The proper way to store the thing that we should create a folder, something like that, movie. So I'm creating here, new movies, M-O-V-I-E-S, movies. So I have 100 movies. One way I should kept all the movies under movies folder. Getting my point?
Yes.
Now, another good way, instead of directly storing all the 100 movies under movies folder, I will create two folders. One is Hollywood. Getting my point?
Yes.
And second, I will create Bollywood. Actually, I'm trying to make my life easy. Why? When the last day of the internal will be there, at the end of the day, I want to see a movie of Shah Rukh Khan. So I don't need to search 100 movies. I will simply go to a particular folder. Getting my point?
Yes.
So we can store the 100 movies, or you can say 1,000 movies under the movies folder. We are not going to create. We will create a movies folder, then Bollywood, Hollywood movies. And also we want to make it more simpler. Also in the Hollywood, Bollywood, we can decide some more good structure. Sometime you can say my mood is good, so I want to see the romantic movies. So I will make a structure, romantic, 1 second. Sometime my mood is not good, I would like to see horror movies. Sometime my mood is not good, so I want to see action movies. So tell me, if I am going to store the movies in this way, or 1,000 movies will be stored in the distributed environment, means 50 movies under action, 50 under horror, 50 romantic, yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
So now tell me, any day your friend asks you, I want to see a horror movie of the Bollywood. Do you think that you have to search the whole movies folder? No.
No.
Where you will go?
Bollywood.
You will
Horror.
go to the Bollywood, then you will go to the horror. And
Horror.
suppose there are 20, 30 movies. So it's easy to find a particular movie. So you got the point why you try to create a structure of folders or subfolders to maintain the files properly. You can maintain the file. You can search the file. You can update the file. Yes or no?
Yes.
So same thing in Java. Trust me, package is nothing. Package is just like a hierarchy of folders and subfolders, which is in Java known as package. Now you will see, I am going to create some files here. Before that, let me create the package. src new. You will click on an option package. Okay, so I want to create a structure of movies. Here, just see, I'm going to create a package, movies. Getting my point?
Yes.
So it will create a package movies. You want to see? Just see here. I will create a package only movies. Movies. Finish. You want to see it is a package, it just like a folder or not? So just go to this folder structure. Last time in the previous session, I told you that project is nothing. Project is a single folder which contains all the related files. Let me go to here and see. In this one, are you able to see a folder movies? But where you will see? Under the source. Are you able to see movies? Yes or no?
Yes.
And you will see same folder, because whenever you are going to create any class under the movies, its relative dot class will be stored in the binary. So under BN also you are able to see automatically created a movies folder.
Yes.
Now again go to here. So it proves that package is nothing. Package is just like a hierarchy of folders which is stored, which is maintained to your classes. Now you see, again I'm going to make it more refined. Right click, new, package. I'm going to write, just try to write movies. It is giving the error, package already exists, yes or no?
Yes.
Because we know that if one folder is already there, we cannot create another package. So I'm writing, I want to create a subfolder. So how you can create a subfolder in form of package in Java? Dot. I will write Hollywood, HOLLYWOOD, Hollywood. Now just see, I will create movies.hollywood. Click on finish. Getting my point?
Yes.
So I will show you the impact. Click. Now same time, go and again click create a package. This one, package movies.Bollywood.
Bollywood.
So when I'm creating this, let me finish it and just see, it is showing just like a package here, but behind the scene they are, you guys are not speaking. The behind the scene they are folders. You want to see?
Yeah.
Go to the SRC. This is a movies folder. Within movies, Bollywood and Hollywood. Yes or no?
Yes.
So
Yes.
actually you can say whenever you are creating the package from the Eclipse, internally it is just like a hierarchy of folder. Now go to the bin one also. Bin. Movies. Are you getting my point?
Yes.
So now again go to here. If you want to make it more refined, you have two options. You want to create a hierarchy of movies, Bollywood, horror and action, something like that. You can create here to create the package from the scratch, new package. So here you have to write the hierarchy, movies, Bollywood, something like that. You want to make a easiest way, click on already existing package movies.Bollywood and right click. And so it will take already the base path. Are you able to see the path movies.Bollywood? Just you have to write horror. Getting my point?
Yes.
And again, I will click on Bollywood and say new package. I will say action. This one. If you want to create the same structure in the Hollywood also, simply new package action. Okay. Close it. Hollywood, new package horror. And it is very, very important, trust me, when you will come to the next topic which I am going to cover, that is access specifier, you will see what is the second main users of the package. So I've created this one. Okay, again I'm going to show you this thing quickly. Go to your folder and just see under movies, Bollywood, action horror,
Yes.
Bollywood, action horror, go to the SRC directly. It is in the bin, go to the SRC. So whatever you are creating the package, it is actually creating the hierarchy behind the scene to store the .java file as well as
Class file.
So this is now can you explain anybody what is the concept of package?
Yes.
Great. So now I will show you what happens. Now delete all this file because it is discouraged to create a pack file without any package. So I'm going to remove it. Now today onwards, this is good habit. Whenever you are creating a class, you have to decide that logically that file should contain under which package. And in your real scenario, what will be the package? Maybe your test case module. In your application, one is module is reward module, one is award module, one is payment module, one is shopping module, one is card. So many modules are there. So what you will do? On the basis of different modules, you will create the package, and under this package, you will create the Java file for your test cases. Getting my point?
Yes.
Yes.
So this is, I have given an example of movies so that you can understand the benefit of package. And in your real project, you will use instead of movies, you will use the concept of your module, your functionality, so that you can write your test cases in Java file and you can store in a systematic manner. You got it? Now I'll show you what will happen. In the action, I'm going to create a class. For example, I'm going to create a class. So definitely I'm not going to create a class with the name of any hero. So again, I'm coming to this one, STUDNT. I'm creating a student class. I've already shown you. So let me student. In the student, you will see whenever I'm creating a class under package, this line is already added. This line was previously not available. Getting my point?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So now I'm giving some properties here. I've already told you, so I'm making a little bit quick. Roll number, I always try to use STU. Okay, here somebody is just focusing one thing. Whenever I'm trying to write some word here for property, I'm using a special case. Anybody focus on that thing? I
Yes.
always try to. Anybody know what is this format? There is a, you can say uppercase, lowercase. Anybody know what is this case of writing the string? Anybody know? No. And trust me, this question was asked in the Oracle, because I told you, in the Oracle, they are not going to judge you whether you know the syntax or not. They just want to know that how much you're serious about the process, about the concept. And trust me, in the Java, it is recommended that whenever you are creating any class, your class name should start with the
Capital.
proper case. Proper case means capital. It doesn't mean, just see here, I can create the class with lower name also. You want to see, just see here. SRC, I'm just creating an another package, another project. I'm giving the name, just see a new class. I will give the name. You can say, I'm giving the name, or you can say test. Just see here, I'm creating the class. There is no problem. You are able to see the class here in that project test.
Yes.
But it is not recommended. Reason is that Java also following the concept. Whenever you will see the inbuilt classes of Java, they are written in proper case. The first word of the class name is always will be capital. It is the rule. Again saying it is recommended. And you know that big companies follow the recommendation. What is Agile? What is Scrum? What is Agile and Scrum? We work without Agile also, we work without Scrum also. Yes or no? But big companies want that the work should be in the Agile process. The work should be in the Scrum process. Yes or no?
Yes.
It means Agile and Scrum are not the mandatory thing. They are recommended. Means you should follow the rules. If you are following the rules, your life will be easy. Your project will maintain easy. If you are not following, it will be tough. Here you can say, you can write the property name and capital also. But what is the benefit? I will tell you. Whenever somebody will come to your class and he will watch your class, he can easily tell this is the name of the class and this is the name of the property. Because it is written in a proper case, and this case is known as camel case. What we call it?
Camel case.
So now you have to understand this thing also. Whenever you are creating any word in Java, any word you are trying to write in Java, always try to follow the camel case, especially the property. Is it okay? And what is the camel case? Camel case says that whenever you are writing a word and your word is actually, it is a collection of 2-3 words. The first word should start with the small and the rest of the should start with the capital. So I'm using 3 words in the student school name. One is student. So the first STU, S is a small. After that, second word is school. Start with capital. And the third one is name. Start with N capital. Getting my point?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So you have to follow and try to, and just see, this is my practice. You will see, nobody tells me, but whenever I try to write a variable name, automatically my fingers start running in the camel case. So try to make this habit. Is it okay?
Yes.
Yes.
Now I have created this class. Second, you will see, I have told you yesterday also this thing that whenever class is created, class is something like a structure and it is created so that other person can use it. Yes or no?
Yes.
It doesn't mean. Now take the example of here, one thing. You can take the example of restaurant. I have a restaurant in the real. If you want, I will give the address. I will give the discount also. But it is in Delhi. So you can take the example. You have opened a restaurant, right? You have opened a restaurant so that customers can come to that your restaurant. They just eat food and just pay the bill and you will generate the revenue. But it doesn't mean you can't eat in your own restaurant. You can't. You can't or not. You can, but it doesn't. But it matters that if you know that, oh, in your restaurant, the quality is good or not. If the quality is good, you would like to have lunch and dinner in your own restaurant. If it's not, you will not. But the thing is that here, what I want to convey, that somebody has created the class, student class. So the person who has created the class, he can call the structure of this class in his own functions. Yes or no? Like what he has to do, he has to just create a function that is called public static void main. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Because this is the function which is mandatory to be in the class which want to call or start the code execution. Yes or no?
Yes.
Getting my point?
Yes.
So this function can be here, but this is the, you can say, very, very less probability. This is very less probability because I told you, you will open a restaurant every day. You will eat your own food in your own restaurant. No, you have opened the restaurant to generate revenue. Other person should come to pay the bill. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
So you have designed this class so that others can use. And same case is with the Selenium. Selenium has designed their classes. You will see in Selenium classes, in any of the Selenium classes, there is no main method because they are just giving the classes with the properties and function. You are the user. So for example, I am the user. So I'm just going to create a class. For example, the name of my class I'm giving just like a user. Okay, Ashish, A-S-H-I-S-H, Ashish. So Ashish is going to call the structure of a student. So he needs a main function. Getting my point?
Yes.
Yes.
Now, Ashish is available in the different package. Getting my point? Now, maybe the condition is that the class which is using the student, maybe it can be available in the same package also. Let me create another class in the same package. So this time giving the name Priyanka, P-R-I-Y-A-N-K-A. Why I'm giving the specific name? So that you can understand that Priyanka class is just like a user of the student class. Ashish is just like a user of the student class. Let me make finish. Is it okay?
Okay.
So there are three scenarios after creating the package. There are three scenarios. What are the scenarios? Just see. A student class itself within its own class can use the properties and functions right. Ashish, which is actually available in the another package, he can also create the object of the student class and access the properties. Third case. Oh, I written the name Priyanka. Priyanka, you should stop me. Nobody can play with the name. No. Priyanka, you have not objected me.
No.
P-R-I-Y. You should. Shakespeare says that nothing is name, but trust me, everything is a name. Okay. Let me make it finish. Oh, you have learned new thing. Whenever you have to make a rename, you have to right click on the file and just say refactor, and refactor give you a name that. So every time, whenever you are making a fault, you are going to learn. And that is the big rule of the life. Whenever you are making a error, whenever you are making a step, don't feel that you have made a mistake. Actually, you have learned a new thing. Getting my point? Let me finish. Now I will show you. I have created the main function, three different places. Within the student class, in another class, Priyanka, which is actually available in the same class where a student class exists, and third category, Ashish, which is available in the another category. Getting my point?
Yes.
Now just see, I'm trying to access the student structure, three places. How I'm going to create the structure, how I'm going to access the things, create the object, stu equal to new student. Getting my point? I've already told you this thing here, this one. Getting my point?
Yes.
Just see, copy and write same code in the Ashish, in the main, write same code in the Priyanka and paste it. Now tell me, are you getting any error in any of the classes?
No.
No, great. Now I will come to here, second line of code. It means whenever I've created the object of a class in the same class, in the different class, in the different package and the class, there is no error. We are able to it. Now just see here, I'm going to use the properties, stu dot, first property, roll number. I'm going to assign some value here, like 5. Same thing I'm going to do in the another classes. Let's see here, copy, go to SE's class, do the same thing here. See, go to the Priyanka class, do same thing here. Now tell me, are you getting error in any of the class?
Ashish class. You're
Just
getting
go
error.
to SE's class and just try to understand the error. Error is the best friend. Who is going to read the error for me?
The field student roll number is not visible.
Why it is saying that it is not visible? I have used the same code in the student class. I've used the same code in Ashi's class. I've used the same code in Priyanka class. But in the Ashi's class, it is giving that. Getting my point?
Yes.
Now the answer is that it is only giving the error is not visible. Visible means something like that. It is saying that RCS
Accessible.
cannot access this property in his own class. Getting my point?
Yes.
So now it means the reason is that a question comes into the mind that it is not visible. It means RCS do not have a right to use this property in its own class. And how it is possible? What is the reason behind that? Answer is that whenever you create any property in your Java, it has a access specifier concept. What is the concept name?
Access
Access
specifier.
specifier.
Access specifier actually decides that you can access the properties where and how. You will see the first access specifier I will tell you that is called private. So how you can assign or define the access specifier, whether which property should be accessed and where. So first access specifier is known as private. So where access specifier are written? Just before the data type. I'm writing the first access specifier is known as private.
Private.
I'm writing the private in the student class and I'm going to save it. Just tell me where you are getting the error. In which classes you are getting error? You are getting the error in student class.
Priyanka.
You are getting the error in two classes, Ashish and Priyanka. Yes or no?
Yes.
It means whenever you have designed your class and any property is given private, this property can be accessed only within the same class. Nobody can access this outside the class. Getting my point?
Yes.
And you can see here, if you go to the, because RCS is a different class, Priyanka is a different class. You can access only private properties within the same class.
Same class.
Getting my point? This is clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Second type of access specifier is known as default. Actually, default is something like that. Default, you don't need to write default. Default means whenever you are not giving any access specifier before the data type, it is considered as default.
Default.
So what is the quality of default? Now you will see default is the access specifier which is greater than the private. How you can see? Now the property, if the property is defined at default, it can be accessed in same class. That is obvious. Other than that, you can access this property in any other class also with the condition the class should available in the same package. Priyanka is available in the same package where student class is there. Getting my point?
Yes.
So C can access, but RC is available in the another package. So he cannot access. This is clear. It means private is the least access specifier. Private things can be accessed within the same class only, and default can be accessed in the same class plus any
Another
other class.
with the same
But
package.
condition is that same package. Is it okay?
Yes.
Yes.
Now the third one is known as public. PUB, and as the name suggested, something like that. We know it, public means government property. Use it anywhere, anyhow. Just try to keep it dirty. We don't feel it that it is our own property. When I make it public and just see, error is gone from everywhere. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
It means the access specifier. If the access specifier is public, it means you can access it from
Anywhere.
Anywhere.
So now you got it. Whenever you design the package, the second purpose of package is to make the security, or you can say to decide the access level. Now you want to decide, okay, I want to provide the access of this particular property within the same class. There are a few things. I can give the example, like you can take the example of your real world, your own house. In your own house, your house is considered as a public. Yes or no? Sometime you call you can say electrician. Sometime you call your maid, they come to your house. Yes or no?
Yes.
So actually the best thing is that your house is just a good example of a public. And you can say, in my case, what is my house? Student, class. Class is my house. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
And today I'm going to give you the very, very good interview question which was asked in the Oracle just, you can say, 6 years back. And what was that? Nobody can think about that. Why you are able to create the object of a student class in every place? Because before the class, what access specifier used?
Public.
It means everybody can use the class, but you have to decide that within the class what you can use, that is restricted. Getting my point?
Yes.
And just think about that. If I will allow to create the class as private, it means no. Take the example. I am creating a class and just making this available in the market, but itself the class is private. Can anybody enter into it? No.
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 So that's why the ₹1,000,000 questions of the interview, I'm just trying to make it private. Just see what error you are getting private and just see what is the error. Can anybody read the error for me?
Illegal modifier for the class student, only public, abstract, and final are permitted.
It is obviously saying that a access specifier or modifier for the class can be public, abstract, and final. It means it cannot be private. It cannot be default. Getting my point?
Yes.
Yes.
Because if they will allow to make this private, trust me, you will get the error on this single line. Because if you are not able to access a class, it means you cannot create the object of that class. Yes or no?
Yes.
Mm.
Getting my point? So this
No.
question was asked here 6 years back in the Microsoft, that a class can be other than the public. So answer was no. Class always try to be the public, because if class is public, nobody can enter into your house. Once the people enter into your house, now you can decide, this is my bedroom. I'm only the person who will access it. This is the kitchen. My maid will access it. Okay. She is not allowed to come to my bedroom. She is not allowed to come to the drawing room. She will only come to the kitchen. Yes or no?
Yes.
Even you can say access specifier are also, or you can say access level is also applied for specific members also. For example, I'm not saying that it is very, you can say good example, but you can assume it. Try to understand what I want to convey. In your house, in your bedroom, your parents are also not allowed. Yes or no? It is, you can assume that, because bedroom means something like that you have a privacy. So your family members are there, but you can say parents are not, or you can say, you can assume that your parents are allowed, but some your relatives, which can come to your house, which can come to the kitchen, drawing room, every place, but they are not allowed to your room. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
But few persons are allowed to come to your room. You can take the example, your kids. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
So why give the example that there is one other specific access specifier that I will not going to tell you today, but I'm just giving the name, that is called protected. And what do you mean by protected? Protected is a specific access specifier or modifier which is defined in the class, and the purpose of this class to give the special access, that if a person, if a class is a child of any other class, then he can access. Getting my point?
Yes.
So you will not get it completely today, because for that purpose, for that thing, you have to cover a topic that will come in the after few sessions, that is called inactive. So at that time, you have to just remind, I have to tell you about the protect. I have to tell you about the private. I have to tell you about the default. I have to tell you about the public. Only what is left? Protect.
Protected.
You got my point? Why the class is public? Because it is mandatory that every should allow to enter to the class. Then we will decide what is the access specifier. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So anybody have any doubt? Anybody can tell me what is the access? Private is within the class, default is within the class, plus
And
other
other
class
class
with the
with the same
condition.
package.
Very good. And public is anywhere in the same class, in the different class with the same package, and in the different class in different package.
Different
Getting my
package.
point?
Yes.
Yes.
And the you can say the purpose of this to give the proper access. So sometimes what happened that you don't want to provide the access of your each and every part, because some properties can be roll number. For example, I can tell you the student roll number property is specific to the student. Yes or no? And nobody should allow to change it frequently. Now tell me, if you have joined any company, your employee ID is generated. Okay, now take the example. Your employee ID is generated like Ashish 123. This is not going to be modified lifelong. Yes or no? You leave the company, after 10 years back, you come to the company. How you are going to identify the details of you are simply give one thing, employee ID. Yes or no?
Yes.
They can change your name. They can change your address. They can but they never change your ID, because ID means identity. So that should not be changed. Are you getting my point?
Yes.
Yes.
So even the administrator of the function, even the administrator of the software, they also don't have right to change the ID. Sometimes you will just go and ask your company, I want to change my employee ID. They will say, no, you can change anything. But still, I don't have a right to change the Employee ID.
Employee ID.
Getting my point? So in this way,
Yes.
actually, whenever a real software is generated, they take the concept from the real world. We don't need to focus so much. Why I'm telling you this thing? Because as your experience is increasing in the interview, they are not going to ask only the technical things. They're going to ask that how you try to, whenever you are going to test something, what concepts comes in your mind, how you decide the strategy. Getting my point?
Yes.
Great.
Yes.
Now you have learned this is called access specifier. Okay, so after access specifier,
Sir,
yeah, tell me.
if my property is private and if I want to use it, is it possible to use?
Yes, it is possible to use. I will tell you again. Rahul, you are just, you can say, trying to learn. You are doing very fast. That is very, very good thing. But you have it. That's why I'm saying that whenever you try to, why I just provide the topics in my chat so that you can also make some effort before coming to the session and you can ask good questions. Yes or no?
Yes.
So I agree that he is asking the question, but the answer is also wrapped in a topic that is called functions. Getting my point?
Yes.
Okay, okay.
Now I will come to the next topic. So I have decided, let me show you the chat. In chat, I've already decided that I'm going to cover which topics: package, access specifier, and the introduction of the function. Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
So I will cover little bit about the, you can say, function, because function is very, very important part. So we will cover in the next session. But I'm giving some introduction so that you can learn. Is it okay?
Yes.
Okay.
So in your student class, I told you two things are part of a class. How a class is generated? When you define two things properly. One is properties that you already know, and second thing is known as functions.
Function.
Yeah, you can say that are interchangeable words, functions or methods.
Method.
Getting my point? Now the thing is that, first of all, tell me one thing. What are the functions and why need the function? Okay, always try to do one thing. I always give you the example from the real world. You can give the example from the real world and you can define the explanation also in the real world. What are the functions? You can say. We use this term in the real life also. My AC is not functioning properly. Yes or no?
Yes.
So can we try to have it? And today I will tell you what is the purpose of function. And trust me, you will enjoy it. Okay. You are not getting, so let me give the good example. I'm coming to the Priyanka. Okay, Priyanka, just do one thing. I want to write, Priyanka want to prepare a tea with the help of automation. Okay, so you can assume that I cannot boil the water. I can add tea leaves. Can I add in the coding? Can I add in the coding? No.
No.
How I can show you on my laptop that I'm boiling the water, I'm adding the tea leaves. I can do only one thing. I can write in the form of SOP and you have to assume that I'm doing it. Like when I'm saying that SYSO, the first system.out.println, I'm just writing boil water. So you assume that I'm boiling the water. Yes or no?
Yes.
This is first instruction I've written. And I told you how you will come to know that first instruction is completed. Semicolon means one instruction is completed. So first step I've completed boil water. What is the second instructions? Girl can tell me. Girls are also not preparing tea. They ask their husbands to prepare tea. Good.
Add
You are doing
tea
it.
leaves.
Add tea leaves. Yeah, you can. The boys are also telling because they are preparing a tea for their wives. Tea, add tea leaves. LEAVES. This is the second step.
Yes.
So third instruction again, boys will tell. Add leaves. Add
Ginger.
ginger. So actually, he take more interest in preparing the tea for the wives. That's why he's adding. Trust me, whenever I was asked to prepare the tea, I say boil water, add tea leaves because it is mandatory. Then I don't add ginger. I simple say add milk.
Sugar.
Okay, you said sugar. Let me add sugar. When Ashish prepare the tea, he first add the sugar. Great. And then I will add milk. So I'm just trying to write general step and then I will write boil again. Yes or no?
Yes.
And just take your tea and just sit, stand in front of your wife and please take the tea. So these are the instruction to prepare the tea. Yes or no? So can you tell me how many lines of code I've written to prepare the tea? 6.
Right.
How many instructions are there?
6.
Very good. Now think about that. This is the standard way. You can assume that this is the standard way to prepare the tea. Now tell me, if Ashish want to prepare the tea, what she will do? Oh, sorry. What he will do? He will go to the class and he will write same instruction again. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Now itself you can say, we can take the example of any other person. Okay, we have so many persons here, so we can take the example. Who would like to prepare tea? Let me check who else is present on group. Niharika. Rahul is already taking interest, so let me take Niharika. Nehari. Niharika. Let me make this. So in Niharika class, also I'm going to write this. Now tell me one thing. Everybody, Niharika, Priyanka, Ashish, everybody want to prepare the tea, so they are writing the same instruction again and again. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
So in your project, 2-3 persons, Ashish, Priyanka, Niharika, they want to run the code to prepare the tea, and they are writing their code again and again. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
It means this code is very, very reusable. Everybody want to execute the same code. So instead of writing this code again and again in individual file, I can do one thing. I can write this code at one place. Getting my point?
Yes.
And ask everybody that whenever you want to prepare tea, you want to run the steps to prepare the tea, don't write your steps again and again. Simply call my instructions. Getting my point? Just
Yeah.
tell me that you want to call these instructions and I will run it for you. Don't need to write it again. So in that way, what will happen? Ashish will just give a one-line instruction. What is that? Call those instructions. Getting my point? In
Yes.
one line, he will achieve the same thing. Priyanka in one line will achieve the same thing. And Niharika will also achieve the same thing in one line. So how many line of code you have saved? These are the
5.
6-line code. So everybody is just saving the 5-line code. Means if 3 people are using, you have saved the line of 15 lines. So it means function. Now the definition of function comes into the picture. Functions are a set of instructions to perform a specific task, and they are reusable. Getting my point?
Yes.
Yes.
And I can show you how it is possible. So now the question is that how you can create the structure of a function. First of all, you will see these are the set of instructions. So function says that how you will tell that this is a set of instructions, because there are so many other coding is written. Yes or no?
Yes.
You can see how you decide that this is the class structure, because whenever you decide this is student class, you create a curly braces to give the boundary, to give the scope. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
In the same way, how you come to know that these are all a part of one group, you simply use curly bracket. Getting my point?
Yes.
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 Trust me, nobody is going to tell you about that. Actually, functions are written in this way. And trust me, you have written a function. And trust me, you have never seen that function can be written in this way. Getting my point?
Yes.
Yes.
This is the function. But what is the drawback of this function? If Ashish want to call this instruction, which is available in student task, how they will call? Have you given any name to this set? No.
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 What Ashish will say? Ashish will say, student class, can you run those instructions? He will ask which instructions, because in the same way, we can have multiple instructions, yes or no? Prepare tea and prepare coffee, yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
So that's why you can see whenever you are preparing any function, what is the syntax? First of all, wrap in the curly braces, and then out of the bracket, you have to give the name of your functionality. Prepare tea. Getting my point?
Yes.
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 Now here you can see in your class, the name of the function is defined by you, and the name of the property is defined by you. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Now tell me how you can differentiate that this is the name of a property, this is the name of a function, because it is also possible that you have choose the name of the functions also student roll number. It is possible because it is a custom thing. You can give your own
Yeah.
name. Yes or no?
Yes.
So how Java differentiate That's why in the syntax of the program, in the syntax of the function, whenever you are giving the name, you have to write a symbol bracket. So whenever you are able to see something is written and after there is a bracket, it is a name of the function. And if the bracket is not, it is the name of the property.
Properties.
Getting my point? And I told you a class contains only two things, properties and functions. So there is no other chances. Yes or no?
Yes.
Getting my point? Is it okay?
Yes.
Now come to again point. Again, you will see why it is giving the error, because whenever you are talking about the functions, actually functions also depends on two things. One is input and output. Okay, I will tell you why I'm saying that totally depends on input and output. Whenever you are trying to achieve any functionality, maybe whenever you're trying to achieve any functionality, to prepare that task, to perform that task, maybe that machine, that application is expecting some input from you. Yes or no?
Yes.
And it is the possibility. Then when you give the input, in response, he will also give some output. You can take the example of coffee machine. You give the input, yes or no? Press on the button of a tea and you get some output in the cup. Yes or no?
Yes.
And some functionalities are there which take the input from you, but they don't give output. Something I will give you. Actually, you can say the example of anything which is displaying in front of you. Getting my point?
Yes.
Okay, so we'll discuss about that thing. But before that, just see here that on the basis of input and output, you can create the functions in 4 categories. What is the, anybody know? And if you have learned the mathematics, in mathematics, there is a concept that is called probability. On the number of parameters, you can decide the probability that how many combinations are there. Anybody know the formula? 2 to power n. You know that?
Yes.
So how many parameters you have, input and output? So how many combinations are there? 2 to power 2, 4. And what are the combination? Let me tell you. When you have input, when you have to give input and you are getting some output. Getting my point?
Yes.
Second combination, you are giving some input, but you are not getting any output.
Output.
I will tell you, maybe a little bit you are confused that Pradeep is saying that output is something like that display. I will clear this thing in the next session, but try to make some understanding. Input and output, input and no outputs. Last, third one is no input.
No input, no output.
You are not giving any input and you are not getting any
Output.
You will see, Pradeep, is there any functionality which is going to work? No input, no output. Yes, I will show you. And the third thing is that no input, but
Output.
Output.
you got the point?
Yes.
So I will tell you this thing in the next session, but before that, let me remove the error from this class so that I can show you that how it is going to save the code. Now the thing is that whenever you have to give any input in your function, what is the place in the syntax between these two brackets? Getting my point?
Yes.
If you want to give any input, you have to give within this bracket. If you want to take some output, where it should be given just before the name of the function. Getting my point?
Yes.
If you don't want to take any return, if you don't want to take any output from the function, in Java also, in that case, you have to tell that you don't want to take any output. If you leave it, it doesn't mean that Java will not understand that really you forget to give the output or you don't want to take the output. Are you getting my point?
Yes.
So that's why Java has made a rule. Whenever you don't want to return anything from the function, use a keyword void.
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 Void means you are not taking any input, but you are telling intensely your Java. You can take the example. You take the example, Ashish, Niharka, everybody's asking questions to me. I'm just on mute. I'm listening to you, but I'm not responding. At last, you will irritate and you will say, Pradeep, if you don't want to give the answer, at least say no. Yes or no?
Yes.
So in the same way, Java says that if you don't want to return anything from this function, at least say void. If you are leaving it blank, I will not understand that you forget it or you have intensely done it. When you write it void, I will understand you intensely don't want to return anything. Getting my point?
Yes.
So I will come to this topic that how you can make the combination of these 4. Trust me, it is very, very important. In whole Selenium you are going to use. But before that, let me show you that how you can call the functions. Okay, just see here. First of all, as the access specifiers follow for the properties, same follow for Functions. You want to see? You want to see? Just see here in the every class. Let me remove this thing. Let me remove this thing. I want to simply call now instead of this thing. Okay, let me run one thing also. When you are running this class, you are getting the functions, which is written in the same class. It is running.
Yes.
It is running. Every class is running. But now you don't need to write it. Every class don't need to write the instructions here. C will simply do one thing. What? Student object dot. Are you able to see the prepare function here? No.
No.
Now go and check to the student class. Within the student class same. Are you able to see the function?
Yes.
Yes.
It means we can call these functions here. We can call this function in Ashish. Let me try to call. Let it be error. It is giving error.
Yes.
Yes.
Now let me go to the Prinka class and let me run it. It is giving error.
No.
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 No. Now go. No. Where it is giving error? In Prinka not giving error.
No, we are not.
Oh, you are saying that we are not getting error. Great.
Yeah.
Now you see here also. I forget to write this object line because without creating the object we cannot access anything. Now you are getting the error in Niharika.
Yes.
Ashish.
Yes.
You are not getting the error in Prinka and student. Why? Because the
Default.
access specifier is default.
Yeah.
You guys are awesome. So let me for the timing make it public
Public.
error. So now I have covered one more topic without any effort. What is that? Access specifier for functions. Whatever access specifier applicable for properties, same and in the same way will be applicable for.
Functions.
Functions.
Got it? And I
Yes.
prove it.
Yes.
Now simply see that. Now you have made the little effort. Now Ashish is preparing tea. He is not going to write the code. He's simply calling the code which is written anywhere. One line of instruction and he is achieving the same thing. Just see. Are you getting?
Yes.
Prinka is preparing the tea. Prinka has written any code to achieve this? No. Simply she call the code from the student class.
Student.
So you are getting the point. It means function is a set of instructions which is written in a sequence, and the purpose of function that anybody can use it. It is reusable. Getting my point?
Yes.
Yes. Sir.
So it means whenever you have in your automation, whenever you have to use any functionality multiple times, multiple places, don't write that code in every test case file. Instead of create a common file and create a function for that, every test case is going to call it. Getting my point?
Yes.
Yes.
So here you have seen that what is the purpose of function. In the next session, I will tell you about this thing. And trust me, that session is going to be very, very important because you will learn how the Selenium call the function, how it return the find element, how it return the open the browser. Everything is totally depend on this function. So we will learn this section in the next. Okay.
Okay.